daughter's name is Kira, and we have been using QT in our home for 8 or 9 months now, I believe. I had been looking around because she had been out of school due to the pandemic, and they had decided to go to online school. And she did not do well at all with online school. She would not sit down. She wouldn't listen to the teachers. She wouldn't participate in any of her typical classes, and would only sometimes sit down and participate in her special needs classes with her friends and the teachers and paras in those classes. And I could tell that her skills were starting to, lag behind, and she was starting to lose some of those learning that she had worked so hard to gain. And I had started to look around for anything that would help, because therapists wouldn't even come to the house here in this state. We were having a hard time finding even therapists to come, or even doing Zoom therapy sessions. She just wouldn't sit still or participate very long, because I think she realized that she could just leave. And the teachers, were on Zoom. And so I found that, I found QT, and when we got him, it was still several months before we got him. And when we got him, it was really amazing to see how she interacted with him. I had talked to her about him before we got him. She was excited, and she didn't know quite what to expect. I think she thought he'd be able to walk and talk to her on his own, kind of like in the movies. But she was still pleased, and his facial expressions are amazing. They're very simple, but they do convey the emotion just awesome, just really great. And so she connected with him really well. And in the beginning, the curriculum was, she started from the beginning. So it was things that she mostly knew, and she was able to move through a little faster. But that gave her time to get used to, the program and how things went with QT, and without, too much interruption or frustration on her part. And it kind of helped build her confidence and helped us get into the routine better of robot time. So we call it robot time. And we do it, we play games with QT probably 4 or 5 times a day, usually in the evenings. And we play probably 3 or 4 games each time. And as they go up in difficulty, they get a little bit longer. So I think she's probably doing 15 minutes, give or take some minutes each day, or each day that we do it. So she really enjoys the games. She pays attention to him so much better than she would pay attention to me or one of her therapists or even her teachers at school. He just, it's different, his mannerisms are always bright and cheerful. And when she gets a question wrong, it's not so negative, like, oh, that's wrong. And he doesn't have bad days or get frustrated with her like I do, or like her teachers might sometimes, or his responses are very consistent. And I think that's so helpful for her to want to pay attention, because she doesn't get discouraged. She does know when she gets one wrong now, even though it's not a negative response from him. She does know. And so she'll try harder. Even if she doesn't want to do, if she's having a rough day and she doesn't want to do robot time, if I turn him on and he wakes up and starts talking to her, she'll usually get drawn in and she just loves him. She talks about him all the time whenever guests come over, because he stays in our front room, in our living room, and that's where she does her sessions. And so if people come over and they ask about him, and she just loves to talk about him, and he's her friend, and even though she's gone back to school full time, we still do it, and it's still, I can see that it carries over into her daily life and the things she learns, like from the emotional learning. Some of the higher up lessons talk about how to manage your emotions when you're upset or angry or sad or whatnot. And she's even told me, when I've told her I was frustrated, she's even told me, Mom, you should take a break then when you get frustrated or when you get angry or something. And it was so cute. She just like QT says. And so I know she's getting these lessons, and I know that the academic ones are carrying over as well. And she just barely finished with going through the community helpers lessons, and she loves that. And they're familiar with, to her. These are things that are familiar to her. And the programming is great, the way things are taught, in very concrete ways. Because I'm the one that mostly does her sessions with her, and so I listen and I watch the games, and she gets it. She understands. She can't understand the abstract ways that things are taught, and people don't really get that. But since QT is very consistent and the programming is very geared specifically towards the way that she understands things, it's great. Every now and again I might have to rephrase something for her, but it's not often. And she does really great, and she gets very happy when she gets things right. She gets a little, if she's kind of not able to pay attention very well, she'll know it, and then she'll kind of snap more back to attention. But it's not because QT gets angry at her, which is awesome. Just the way she pays attention to him versus the way she pays attention to others. It's different. In her mind, he is someone to pay attention to, versus her mom. If I was to do things like that, we wouldn't get through nearly as much at all. I don't know what else I can. It was very easy to start using. There wasn't anything that I had to program or much I have to set up. Every week, I'll do an upload and an update just so it connects. It shows the data that we have here about like her games and what she did in the games and things. I'll do uploads, but it's actually really easy to use. And even since she's a little older, she's picked up, like if I have to run and get, a drink of water real quick and I'm not there to respond on my tablet, she'll look around and she'll respond for me. So that's how easy it is to use, is that she's, without me even teaching her, she's kind of picked up on that. We love QT. It's like the best thing. And whoever, the team that's developed him and developed the software, and it's amazing. Like, I've watched her, her whole life, and I understand the ways that she learns best, and this is just exactly for her. And it's just been such a great thing for her and for us, and for her sisters. They're older teenagers, and they tell their friends about it, and he's kind of like one of the family almost. And he's her little friend, and I don't know what we'd do without it. we're very grateful.